Slowly, gently close your eyes. Take 3 deep, full breaths all the way in the nose, down into your abdomen, and emptying your lungs, exhaling all the way out through your mouth. 3 times in your own time as we do the first circle meditation. This is your invitation to join me in the circle. Imagine you're walking in open country. You come across a vast circle in an expansive, fertile field. Streams and springs are flowing into the sunny area, providing the optimal environment for life to flourish. This is not a circle made by human hands. Rather, it's a zone where the energy of the universe flows without restriction. The circle is not made or run by people, though everyone and everything is included in it. You have your own permanent place here. Just looking around, smell the fresh scent of the natural world. Feel the sun on your skin. It feels good to be here. It feels good to be here. It feels good to be here. The circle is home to a flow of satisfying relationships, meaningful work, inspired learning, endless resources and opportunities, laughter and creativity, health, wealth, wisdom, love, full creative power and self-expression, all against a prevailing backdrop of ease. Remember a time when you felt carefree, safe, energized, and happy? Maybe you were at the beach with some friends as a kid or dancing with your beloved. That's the feeling. A pervasive sense of glad assurance. In the circle, life is not a series of obstacles to overcome. It's a steady flow of possibilities. And everything you are connects as one energy with all the resources of the universe. And you know and can trust this connection as surely and as undoubtedly as you know your address. There is no fence around this circle. There is no admission gate. There is no entrance fee. Regardless of your age, your weight, the color of your skin, your gender, your education, your nationality, your financial status, other people's opinions of you, you already belong here. No person or condition has the power to keep you out. You alone can take yourself out of the circle, but if something happens and you do, your place will always be reserved for you. Your place in the circle never expires. If you leave, it's simply vacant until you come back. So come on in. Or you may find that you don't have to move at all. The circle expands to include and encompass and hug you. The circle can be as spacious or as cozy as you like. Set down all the baggage you've been carrying. Isn't it nice to be free of that burden? Your shoulders relax. You take a deep breath. Your back unwinds, uncoils. The tension in your stomach and your neck begins to subside and dissipate. It's kind of like getting into a hot tub after a long walk on a rainy winter day. When you're ready, take a moment to just wander all over the circle until you find the spot you like the best. You can stand in the circle, you You can lie down in the circle. You can walk and turn cartwheels in the circle, whatever you choose to do. The nature of the circle is flow. And you are part of that flow wherever you are and whatever you do within the circle. There's nothing here that you must force or control. Once you're in here, just make yourself at home in the circle in whatever way feels best for you. For some people, being in the circle at first feels like a lot. And you might actually feel more comfortable outside. But remember that what we do here is comfort zone physics, expanding your comfort zone. So honor your own pace. You might want to begin by moving closer to the circle and just peeking in and checking it out. And then you might move toward the edge and later step just barely inside. This is a practice, and it involves finding where you have greatest access to your aliveness, greatest access to the endless resources of this universe. Know this, there is no wrong way to consent to becoming part of the circle. This is an experiment to discover what works for you. Okay? And your only givens, your only assumptions, your only need to knows are that you already belong and your space is always reserved for you, no matter what. The nature of the circle is flow. So anytime you step into the circle, you step into the flow. When you're out of the circle, when you're separate, you're resisting the flow. And I need you to keep in mind, remember always that there is no way to earn your way into the circle because you already belong here. Stepping into the circle isn't determined by your worthiness or your performance or your productivity. It's determined by and only by your consent. What would it be like if you lived all the time as if you already belonged? Start to envision that. Start to imagine that. You are not just a consumer when you're in the circle. You are a creator. You are far more ingenious and inspired and outrageously collaborative than you ever could have imagined. The circle and all of this universe is enriched because you are in it. And I want to be clear, the circle is not a place. It doesn't have a time zone. It doesn't have a compass point. It is a way of being. And at any moment, we're either being in the circle or being out of the circle. The circle is an energetic state of being that allows you to connect with yourself, with others, with all that is, with the transformational powers of this universe. In the circle, what you perceive, what you conceive, what you desire, what you create are all one. And you are at one with the infinite energy and the possibilities of creation. Imagine the place where everything you are just connects. Everything you are connects as one energy with everything else around you. Think of yourself and of your abilities as inside the circle. Okay? Start to perceive of and conceive of yourself as inside the circle. And the circumference of the circle is kind of where you begin to make contact with the outside world, with other people, with events, with your environment, with the present, with the future. And when you change any element of these energies, you change them all. So when you allow yourself to merge with and become part of the circle, the larger circle of energy, you become power. You become a powerful force for transformation. Which brings up a really important point. You were never separate in the first place. Whether you've ever known it or not, you are an active part of the machinery that creates the world and its events. Okay? So when you change the messages in your being, you change your very atoms and cells. When you change what you broadcast, this change affects every person and every event on the planet. This change sets in motion the unlimited powers of this universe. Miracles begin to happen for you. You begin to create miracles for others. The place where all of this happens is the circle. And catch this last point. Choosing to belong in the circle is an act of sovereignty. You belong because you choose and consent to belong. We don't force belonging in the circle. We don't demand or ask for belonging in the circle, because that would mean we're still playing somebody's whack eligibility game. Consent to be in the circle is simply accepting your rightful place in the flow of life. And it's a choice we make from moment to moment. So here's the practice. Whenever you notice you've stepped out of the circle, consent to come back in. Taking your place in the circle means belonging to the flow of all life, joining with the flow of all life, drawing on the juice of this universe, drawing on the vitality, and making your own contribution to all that is. Stepping into the circle means hooking up your individual life force with a life force that's way bigger than the one that is in this physical body. And I'm talking about the life force that moves and fuels and created all things. All right? There is no magic to miracles. You have the power to encourage and create their occurrence by using who you are and how you be and this way of being and your will to create a resonance that attracts sympathetic, other magnetic energies. All miracles is a reflection of the interconnectedness of things that seem unrelated. Individuals and events that seem unrelated. But when we catch a glimpse of miracles, we catch the unmistakable glimpse and imprint of the circle. So step on in. Join me here. Consent to be here. Feel the support here. Feel the love here. Feel the miracles that are beginning and percolating right here.